All right, welcome back to the 2018 Delta McKenzie ASA Classic here in Cullman, Alabama. We're at St. Bernard Abbey on the football/soccer field for the shootdowns for the pro classes and awards being given out for the senior pro class. And we are getting ready to watch the Mac Daddy of judging. It's the men's pro class with, of course, biggest names in the sport, and would like to welcome to the broadcast booth Darren Christianberry. Darren, it's great to have you here.
Thank you, guys. I'm looking forward to this. I got a sneak peek behind the scenes, and this is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome
This is
to
pretty
see
cool,
and be
isn't
a
it?
part of. Yes.
You mean the shootdown? Of course. It's
Everything,
always fun.
Everything, yes.
It's always fun. This, of course, is round 7 of 7 for 2018. We started in February at the Horde Archery, Alabama Pro-Am in Foley, the New Breed Black Arrow Pro-Am in Phoenix, Alabama, the East and Southwest Shootout in Paris. That was in April 7th. April 28th, we're at the Leupold AAE Georgia Pro-Am in Augusta. June 2nd, we're at the True Ball Excel Kentucky Pro-Am in London, Kentucky. And then our last one was June 30th, Matthews, Illinois Pro-Am in Metropolis. And this is the way we finish off. A good look at Levi Morgan, 12 Shooter of the Year awards.
In a row.
Welcome, everybody, to the Open Pro Men's Shootdown. Your fifth place qualifier this week, Jack Wallace II from Townville, South Carolina. 23 years shooting as a pro. His primary sponsor, PSE. Also sponsored by Black Eagle Arrows, Dead Center Archery Products, Rogue Bowstrings, True Ball, GPO, and Feather Vision. His wife, Sharon Wallace, we just saw her earlier this evening in attendance. Some of his highlights: ASA Shooter of the Year in 1996, the first man to win $50,000. ASA Classic Champion in 2014. ASA all-time high unknown score of 448. And the ASA all-time high 12s in one day with 16. Jack Wallace, your fifth place qualifier, with a 421. Your fourth place qualifier, Danny Evans from Monticello, Illinois. 14 years shooting pro from Matthews, True Ball, Axel, Carbon Express, B Stinger Stabilizers, Vortex Optics, and Last Chance Archery. He is also the Texas ASA champion, multiple podium finishes, and has made 5 of 7 shootdowns this year. Fourth place, Danny Evans with a 421. Your third place qualifier, Chris Hacker from Van Buren, Arkansas. 13 years shooting as pro for Matthews. Also shoots Easton, Scott Archery, CBE, B Stinger, and Gelco Outdoors and Feather Vision. Amy, Ansley, and Rihanna in the stands watching. Also, ASA Shooter of the Year, ASA Classic Champion, and multiple shootdown appearances. Your third place qualifier, Chris Hacker, with a 422. In second place, Brandon Reyes from Lynchburg, Virginia. 14 years as a pro, shooting for Matthews Archery. Also, True Ball releases, Axel Sights, Black Eagle Arrows, Vortex Optics, and Doinker Stabilizers. His entire family, according to the note card here, is watching on Competition Archery Media this weekend. 30 years of archery friends watching here and online at home. His former Open Pro, Pro-Am champion, your second place qualifier, Brandon Reyes, with a 428. And your number one qualifier, his 12th Shooter of the Year title this year, Levi Morgan from Uniontown, Pennsylvania. 13 years shooting as pro. His primary sponsor, Matthews, also Gold Tip, True Fire, Sherlock, QAD, Last Chance, Mountain Ops, Mossy Oak, Browning, and Feather Vision. 12-time Shooter of the Year, 2-time Classic Champion, your number one qualifier, Levi Morgan, with a 432.
So there we go. The stage is set
That's
for
quite
this.
resume.
Yeah. Who, Levi?
13 years as a pro, 12
I don't know,
shooting.
Darren. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, I mean, it's all right.
For a rookie, he's pretty good.
Not bad for a PA boy.
And really, Darren, he has turned on the gas in this real second half of the season. It started really just before the second half of the season, hasn't it?
Yeah, whenever Levi has kind of a slow start, everybody says, oh, he's washed up, he's done. And he hears that chatter, and then, man, we don't have a chance after that. So
Right, because Jack came out of the gate firing this year.
for sure, won the first two, and then it's been, Levi's, won 3 of the others. So, yeah.
In a row, yeah.
He's just a dominant force out here in the unknown game.
Looks like Levi goes safe with a 10 on the chamois. That's our first target.
A little bit of a sad face with Brandon there. He didn't look super happy with that shot.
Russian Boar is our second. So a 10 for Levi. Not that Levi's playing it safe, but he just needs to.
He said earlier to me for the shoot down, he was not going to give anything back.
Yeah, just manage that lead. Manage that lead. If anybody makes some aggressive moves, we've seen so far today 2 shooters in our women's pro and senior pro come from 4th. So make no mistake, it can happen. It was the first time, by the way, Darren, that has happened this season.
Wow. I know Levi's feeling pretty confident winning shooter of the year, so he should cruise here and not give anything back. I don't expect any surprises from Levi.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the 6-point lead coming into it, does that change your mindset a little bit or no?
It just all depends on how aggressive Brandon wants to be. I mean, he's 10 points or better above 3rd, 4th, 5th, so it's up to Brandon to see what happens to Levi's game tonight.
Tough position for him, Brandon, as well, because he doesn't want to start giving points away, trying to be aggressive to get that number 1 spot. Next thing you know, he finds himself in 4th or 5th spot off the podium.
Right.
So it's a real mind game at this level in the men's pro class and what's going to happen.
Giving a hard look at Jack's arrow there. Now, Jack's an upper caller.
For sure, and he's mastered it. He shoots upper 12s on almost every target, and he's very good at it.
Now, we talked about that earlier. What's your mindset on those?
I think the upper 12 on the majority of the targets gives you the biggest margin of error. I know, like on a Coyote, Javelina, if you aim aggressive at a low 12, you have half, 3/4 of an inch before you make a big mistake with a 5. If you shoot aggressive at the uppers, it gives you a lot more 8 ring above the 10 before you get to that 5 number, which really can ruin your weekend.
Now, roughly how big is that 10 ring? I think they're all standard on all these targets.
I think it's 5 inches across.
It's like 4.5 or 5
4.5
inches.
or 5 inches, I believe.
So once you get used to that, once you nail that down, you know what your arrow drop's going to be.
Yep, and you can add or subtract numbers and aim a little more aggressive or a little safer, but I think the upper 12 is becoming a more safer game.
Center 10 there for Jack, it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first up, Danny Evans is a Javelina.
Danny's been having a great year.
Yeah, we're scoring from that 5th target. That's the Javelina. Pretty solid, the middle 10. Pretty easy one to call for us.
Give him a 441. For those follow along at home, if you have your little note card handy. Yep, there it is. The Delta McKenzie scoreboard.
Chris Hacker with the 10, so that'll move him to 42.
Brandon Reyes. A 12 for Brandon.
Brandon goes 12.
Bonus points
Finally
on that
get a
long
bonus.
target.
Mm-hmm.
For a leader, Levi. Currently at 442. Needs at least 10 to hold on to the lead.
All right, so as we move over to Levi, who's on that Russian Boar. A 10 for Levi. All right, so in terms of the lead, he just dropped 2 points. A 2-point advantage, meaning so that moves us what? He's got 4 now?
Yeah, for Jack Wallace. Upper 12 call.
Well, that'll move Levi 2 points ahead.
Yep.
2 points ahead of Brandon Reyes.
I missed the call on that last one.
Danny and Jack still at 441.
We're going to look at the board. There it is.
There you go. Jack 441. He got a 10.
Now is at 450.
That's bonus points for Brandon because that long, I don't know how far it is, but it's a long hill country deer, and not everybody in the field is going to 12 that target. So he picked up a couple points on a lot of people right there.
We haven't seen a lot of 12s on that. You know, looking across that on the prior shoot downs, not a lot of 12s sitting on that. A lot of safe 10s.
It sits low. It's a small kill, and that's the longest target out there. So he got some bonus points right there.
Brandon Reyes has not been on the podium so far this season, so this would be his first opportunity to get on the box. So it looks like Brandon
Just missed the 12, it looks like Brandon did. On that turkey, he's shooting that strut turkey out there.
All right, we're going to start scoring now from the chamois, our target number 1. And you need to look, that's a solid 10.
All right, 10 for
So that's Danny.
It gives him a 451.
Next up is going to be Jack Wallace.
He went 14 hunting, it looks
He
like.
did. He did go 14 hunting. We'll see what he gets there. They're moving those cards around. He nailed
Got
that
it.
one. Jack Wallace, of course, our winner for the first 2 rounds, has been on the podium 4 times so far this season, including second in our last stop at Metropolis.
It's almost not fair because Levi and Jack know how far these targets are.
Automatically.
10 moves into the 462.
All right. So that'll be a 10 for Levi.
Yeah,
Another
probably
safe call.
two best callers in the field, Jack and Levi.
And here's the thing with Levi, Darren. He knows how to manage a lead. He doesn't need 4 points, 5 points, 6 points. He knows he just needs 1 to win. So he's still got a safety margin, gets a 10. He's putting really the pressure on Brandon Reyes right now, don't you think, to go after that 12?
Yeah, Brandon has to be the aggressor here. Levi, he can hang on and coast. Brandon actually has to go after him. Well, and that's going to dictate what Levi does.
Now, with Jack being in 5th, he's going to be 14 hunting. Do you think, Levi and Brandon are going to pay much attention to that yet? I mean, there's only 2 targets to go.
I don't think he will until he closes the gap. He's 7 points behind right now. Now, if he hits another one, they're going to go, oh, here comes Jack.
Yeah, right.
But I think I don't think they're thinking about Jack right now.
Well, because that could get him into that 6th arrow.
Yeah, things go so fast out there. They're focused on their game plan, where they want to aim, and trying to make the best shot they can.
Levi just misses the 12 left there.
Oh, Brandon didn't like
Brandon
that shot.
is center 10.
Bet Levi's going to have a look to see what Brandon shot.
Yeah, you can see
It's
right there. He
his,
turned. You saw it.
absolutely.
He
It's
called it.
his, and it's Brandon's.
He turned his head to look across the field to see what's coming up and what those guys just shot.
Not his first rodeo.
No, he knows.
So now if you're Brandon, Darren, you're going to try to tie it up, or you going for it? You going for this?
I don't know.
It's too close, right? So you're going to go to a 6th arrow.
Exactly. And Brandon, it's his first shoot down. He's probably a little bit nervous. Everybody is a little bit nervous out there. Is he going to protect for the podium, or is he here to win? I don't know what his game plan is.
Do you have targets when you walk up and you're judging it and you're saying to yourself,
Jack hit an
I
8.
have this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's some that just kind of pop out at you and you have no doubt. And that makes it easy to aim and easy to execute.
Danny also went for the 14. Looks like it lays pretty good in there.
Now, in talking,
Yep.
Darren, we're doing this show. Whoa, 14. There you go.
For Danny Evans, going for it.
And that puts him in front of Jack. Jack hit an 8 on his last turn.
Chris with the 10.
464. Let's look at the board real quick.
All
So
right, so
coming into the last target.
Yeah. So it's it. So the lead remains the same at 2 as we go into this last arrow.
It didn't shift. Brandon is still in 2nd.
Little shift for 3rd.
Danny has moved up 1 position.
That's right.
from
So he's
4th
now
to
in 3rd.
Arrow.
Yep. There you go.
Chris is in 4th and Jack is in 5th.
And Levi's now on the shortest target on the range. Well, second shortest, I would say. And Brandon's on a target. We've seen a few 8s shown this evening. So I anticipate Levi smoking the 12 on the javelina. And Brandon really is going to need a ring to keep that lead from going to 4 points for the final arrow, if he wants a chance to win.
Yeah, he needs to keep it close going into that last arrow. There's a center 10 for Danny.
Brandon, he didn't like that one
No,
at
look-
all. That thing is way out.
Looked like he fired a little bit low on that one.
Ooh. Just below the 12. So that's an 8 for Brandon.
Could be a 4-point swing depending on what Levi does.
Chris Hacker,
Everybody's looking for the 14 now on the Russian floor.
Levi Glass in the field.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
It's a little
close.
That's
low,
close.
I
You
think.
got to bend that line. I think it might
Really
be out.
close.
They're flipping the cards. He just went by the 10. It is a 14.
Gives it to him. Awesome. Great shot.
Wow. That's big.
That's a 6-point move.
That's big.
Still 3 points.
Just like that.
So Brandon Reyes is ahead on bonus strings. Next,
Levi's got that grin on his grill right now.
He's feeling pretty good right
Yeah.
now.
475. Jack Wallace, upper 12 was called.
The upper 12 is called. Jack nailed it.
12 for Jack Wallace.
Oh, wait. Jack's waving it off. He didn't
Sorry,
call.
he did
All
not
right,
call the upper
so we
12.
just saw from our commentating
Thank you,
position, Jack did not call the upper 12. So he did the sportsman thing, and he waved it off. So that's going to go back down to a 10 for Jack.
Jack's a straight shooter.
Yeah.
And
Really
if-
class
If
move.
Levi hits the 12, that'll push him.
Oh,
out.
boy.
Ooh.
Here we go. 12 for Levi.
Morgan goes into the 484.
That just
huge.
pushed Jack out of the last arrow.
That means Levi's no matter what these guys do.
Yep.
If Levi shoots a 10, he's going to win this
That's it.
classic.
So breathing room.
Now follows the 473, 5th place.
Not to say it's a gimme. It's never a gimme.
No, it's definitely not over.
When you're talking about one of the best at judging yardage.
Levi actually told me yesterday he finished 12 up for the day. I think he was in second or third. And I said, how'd it go? You know, did you hang on? He's like, I shot scared. I said, dude, you're Levi Morgan. Why are you shooting scared?
He listened to you today, man.
Yeah, and he really felt like he, you know, with the way the year started, he wasn't going to be leading shooter of the year, have a chance to win 12 in a row. And then when he had the lead coming in, it put a little pressure on him.
Yeah, he definitely wants to think about that shooter of the year. How much is that check? 20,000?
That's probably what the check says, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's more on the backside.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I wouldn't be
A
surprised.
little contingency from the manufacturers?
I'm sure there's some handshake money in the back
I
end
may
there.
not. Maybe I'm not supposed to say that. I don't know. But
No, this is, hey, listen, if you're thinking about, if you have a dream of becoming a pro shooter, this is how you do it.
oh wow.
Get out
Yeah, but
here and
understand
shoot.
these are the guys you're going to have to go through to do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
You
So
might want to
what?
have a plan B.
So what? Everybody's got Levi's number, right?
Yeah.
This guy's unreal.
So think about this. We've got the top 4 guys made the cut. Danny Evans 475, Chris Hacker and Brandon both tied 478. Levi with a 484. Now a 6-point swing from first, second, and third, so they can't catch him. But what does Danny do against Chris and Brandon? Does he run for the 14? Because he can't finish worse than 4.
Yeah. I mean, he's got to earn that spot on the podium. He's going to shoot for the 14. Force these guys to
gonna
have
try
to
to
shoot
steal
a
it
ring.
from him, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if they happen to both shoot 14s, and Levi slips up and shoots an 8, then we go to a 7th arrow. You know, but I don't anticipate Levi missing a center 10, depending on how far this target is here.
So they just stood up a deer that they hadn't.
Yeah.
A new target.
Yeah, so that's going to be the large alert deer. So the large alert has been hanging around on its side, just relaxing.
It's been sleeping out there.
Absolutely. And so now they're gonna break it out. Now at the moment they have the shooters all sitting on the line.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
a poke.
Yeah.
They stretched them out. Maybe he's going to walk them forward a little. Nope.
Levi's licking his chops now.
He loves that long stuff. Now,
sure.
what's this target do for you? I mean, do you like? I see they've got it flipped. Do you like that backside?
Yeah. I think it's easy to aim at. The muscle reference in this is a target we've been shooting for years. I mean, this is the original probably 3D target that you know McKenzie came out with. So it's very easy to aim at. These guys are going to have no problem figuring out what the yardage is on it. It's just depending on how aggressive they want to go and can they make that shot under pressure.
Definitely dimmed in the lights. The sun is going down. The lights are shining here on the field.
Look at him pacing back and forth. Levi's, he looks like a caged lion, just kind of strolling back and forth looking for it.
Now you might think the wind's died down here and you have the lights up high, just, you know, football lights on this football field.
There's a good
That
one.
target from our perspective looks really well lit.
Yeah.
And look at the definition on the muscle too. Is that something that you're really looking for?
You're going to see that shiny muscle there at 4 o'clock. They're going to be able to see that naked eye and in their scope. They're going to have no trouble picking out a spot to aim on this thing.
Yeah, those rings are cut deep.
Now the
too.
14, it's not as defined, but you can still see around the 8 ring in the core line. They're going to have no trouble picking a spot where to aim, regardless of what ring they want to shoot at.
Aiming just left of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so Levi Morgan now with a 6-point advantage has given himself so much breathing room in this one. He's just going to relax, and he's got that big 10 ring. That's that big perfect circle that draws a ring around the 3 in the middle.
I keep waiting for an 18-year-old kid to come in here and just really create some waves and knock this guy off.
He's
but
on his way. He's probably
He's
12.
14 right now.
Yeah, he's 12 or 14.
It's been 12 years.
And Levi shows 0.0 signs of slowing down.
You know, I tell you what, I turned senior this year and graduated into the next division. And I am glad because the young guys coming into this men's division are so good.
Right.
There's a great shot of Danny. Let's take a look and see what he does here. See where it lands.
I think he's going to 14 it or shoot at it.
Nothing to
He went for
lose.
it.
He went for it.
A
Dropped it
little
a little low.
That'll score an 8.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
checkers are records, man.
That's right. And the beauty of ASA 3D archery, you can go for it.
Yeah.
You got a chance to claw your way back into contention, as we've seen in the 2 prior classes, where 4th place has won it. So in this particular case, I don't think Danny Evans, for sure Danny Evans isn't going to have enough to be our 3rd in a row to come from 4th to victory.
Yeah. So Hacker must have the least amount of bonus rings, so he's going to go next.
Yep. Yeah, he did. Coming into this,
Danny would take 3rd place.
Chris had 12 bonus rings and Brandon had 16.
Okay. Brandon hit 1 ring and Chris hit 2 in the shoot down. So
That's correct.
Chris is up next. Chris can aim safe side here and go aggressive at the 14, but aim safe and make sure he shoots an 8 if he does miss. That way he secures a podium spot.
Good release.
Lower 12.
Oh,
Got it good.
Smoked it.
Great shot.
Sure did.
So now he puts the pressure on Brandon. Brandon has to hit it to maintain that 2nd position. Anything less is going to drop out. That gives him a 490 total.
What does he need to hit to stay on the podium, though?
He's on the podium now.
2nd place.
Brandon, if he hits a 10, he gets 3rd.
Okay.
He
Brandon-
cannot catch Levi.
Brandon would still take 3rd with a 5, so he could
Okay.
shoot a 14.
Yeah, right.
here.
He's still on the podium.
He's
no
still
matter
on the
what.
podium no matter
Unless
what.
he blanks it.
Yeah, I don't know if he's done the math, but he'd almost be best served to shoot at the 14 right here.
Absolutely.
He's a pretty smart cat. I
Yeah.
think he's done the math. I think it all comes down to confidence, don't you?
Yeah.
If that 14 comes into play, you might as well go for it.
He's really squinting. He's not.
You
He's
see
not.
him, he just glanced over at the board. He's
Yeah.
doing some more math in his head there.
He's not squinting to see where the 12 is. He can see that. He's squinting to see where he needs to aim for the 14.
Okay.
Start your 1 minute.
He shook his head. Yes, I think we're right. So.
All right, here we go.
Went for
He
it.
went for it.
He sure
Hit that
did.
same spot that Danny hit.
So that'll wrap up 3rd for Brandon, correct?
Yeah, Brandon will take 3rd.
Brandon.
That'll be 486.
Levi needs 7 points.
So Brandon Reyes, who was our leader after day 1, came and talked to us on our show ASA Daily. Had a good conversation about what got him to the top of the leaderboard yesterday. Looks like he'll sort of solid 3rd place finish. As for this archer right here, all he's got to do is just put it in that 10 ring.
Maybe my math was wrong. What's
No,
he
he
need,
can
3
hit,
points?
No, he can hit an 8. Chris has a 9.
Gotcha.
And he hit a
There
safe
it
10.
is.
There it
That'll
is.
do it.
Safe 10.
That'll make him the
And a big
champion.
fist pump.
Yeah, so it'll be 86 for Brandon. That'll put him 3rd. So Levi Morgan,
Champion, Levi Morgan.
his 4th win in a row.
Chris Hacker,
4th win in a row.
486.
Levi with no podium finishes in the first 3 of the season. Cleaned it. Ran the table to win 4 out of 7.
That'll give him.
And shooter of the year.
And swept the weekend. Shooter of the year, won another classic. That's his 3rd classic title. And just, my gosh, and what a great human being. I mean, those people that don't know Levi personally, you can't find a better human being on the planet.
That's
I think he
right.
just paid for that bass boat.
I guarantee he did.
You know, when I first came into archery, I was traveling to West Virginia and got to spend some time with him at Garrett Ayresman's shop. And he was just a class act all the way around. All right, so congratulations to Levi Morgan. And it's been a number of years. You wouldn't even think of it, would you? I mean, he's won so many times that he hasn't won the Classic in so long.
He's won so many, I don't know how he keeps track, to be honest.
Yeah, really. I guess when you're the person doing all the winning, it just kind of stacks up in your head in the right order.
He's got a nice office at home, and the whole wall's plastered with plaques. It's pretty impressive to see.
Man, that was a really fun shoot-off, actually. Now the guys are up here. They're going to get their checks. They're just in front of us off to the side. Coming up next, we've got the known pro shoot-down.
So, for the podium celebration, Levi Morgan with one of the biggest smiles on his faces because Shooter of the Year wrapped up, and now this victory, what a way to wrap up the season. And we all know that Levi's probably headed to one place, his favorite place in the world, which is probably getting ready to go hunting.
For sure, for sure. After we finished the other day, he said, we got one more, buddy, and he said, that's deer season. He lives to get in that tree stand.
I talked to him and Chance the other day. Would they hang 45 or 50 stands they hunt?
40, I think it was 40 or 45, yes.
Yeah, it was a pile of stands.
In Illinois.
Yep. He's all about it, man. I'm excited for him. That was great. And Matthew's sweep there, by the way.
Yeah, these guys are so good.
Open Pro Shooter Levi Morgan.
So now they'll do the Shooter of the Year awards as well. Danny McCarthy takes third, and Jack Wallace.
There's 3 of the best yardage judges in the world right there.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yep. I've seen those guys call a number that it's just incredible. Jackie Caudle handing out the plaques and checks. Jackie Caudle, one of the lifetime members of the ASA, been there since before day one, I think.
Oh, yeah. He's been a staple in this game for years and years and years.
Fantastic. Shooter of the Year. That's victory, $20,000 check. 12 times for Levi Morgan. He's good.
Minimum 40 grand he just won today.
Just
minimum.
picked up. I'm just doing quick math on the checks. Yeah, it's 40, 45 grand.
Minimum. I mean, that's what we know of. So,
Yeah.
but still, regardless, that's some people's yearly salary that he just won in one full day here. So.
All right, as we get ready for our known pro, Darren, would like to thank you so much for joining us here on the broadcast. Thank you for taking us through the men's pro and this historic event. It was really fun having you in the booth.
Yeah, thank you guys so much, and best of luck, and hope we can do it again one day.
All right, appreciate it.
Buddy, I count on it.
Okay, I want to ask if everyone here
It might be a lucky pair of socks or routine before or after a hunt. Whatever it may be, trust that hunt to the most shootable and efficient bow ever developed. Honor the ritual.